Welcome to Running on Reddit. r/just no mother-in-law, where mother-in-laws are a piece of work and just plain old nasty. Little backstory. A week ago I had an operation. Pregnancy outside the uterus. I'm still on bed rest and the doctor advised an extra week. Okay, so after my operation I was alone in the room and the doctor came to me to ask if I wanted birth control, and if yes, what kind of birth control. So I asked for a little iron thing in my arm, since I already used the pill and I got pregnant through it, and the rest gave me pain, so this was the last option. So yesterday I got a poop storm over me because she, mother-in-law, found out. Not through SO or me, but through my mother. She's bad at keeping secrets. It went a little like this. Mil, why would you do stupid stuff like this? You know what my spiritual guide told me? You are going to get twins soon. Why would you do this to me and my son? Me, your son told me to accept it. If they ask me, want me to get another operation, and then they have to take away everything. Is that what you want? And you know that SO, and I do not want to have children. When it happens, but we do not want them. And I honestly do not care what your guide told you. It's all bullcrap anyways. But hey, you believe what you want to believe, and I believe what I want. Mil, my son would never do that. He knows I want grandchildren. And but does your son want children? Did you ever ask him? You have a daughter who you can ask if she wants children. Your son doesn't want to have children. Accept that. Mil, you are getting old. You need to have children before you are 30. You have just 6 years left. I know my son wants children. I want to be a grandmother. He would do that for me. Me, oh does he now? SO, can you come downstairs please? SO comes downstairs. SO, what's wrong? Me, do you want children? SO, no, you know this. Why ask again? Me turning back to Mil, what did I tell you? Mil didn't say anything after that and just walked away. Why would you even say something like that? Get mad over something like this? Come on. It's birth control, rather keeping myself safe from another operation than getting one again. And what if we do not want children? It's our choice, and I'm not an incubator. But thank God, one more week and SO and I are living with my father till we have the money to rent a house. Mother-in-law and her son are not the same person. Just because you want to be a grandmother doesn't mean your son automatically wants to have kids. SO, 24 female, and I, 23 female, have been dating since senior year of high school. We got married in 2018 and decided to adopt after we got married. We got married in February and started fostering a little girl in August. Daughter, D, is 5 years old and deaf. I'm also deaf and SO learned sign language when we first started dating. I've been using cochlears for a while, but D has never used them and decided he doesn't want them. SO, D and I went to Mil's house for a birthday party last week. I was signing to D as she wanted to talk. She's really shy, so she has only given Mil a soft smile and wave. I signed to D if she wanted any food, and signed to SO to go grab it for her. Mil didn't like the fact she wasn't included in the conversation and started yelling and freaking out. She was calling me and my daughter disrespectful and arrogant, telling my severely deaf daughter to just speak gosh dang it and be a normal kid. D started to cry as she knew Mil was mad, but couldn't figure out why. I took her and left hoping SO would follow. She did. My deafness has never been an issue to Mil as far as I know, but apparently me signing to my daughter is too far. She texted SO later that night saying we were abusing my daughter for not letting her get cochlear implants. My daughter has said she doesn't want them. I'm not forcing her to do anything. We are fostering her in hopes of adopting her. She's a really sweet girl whose parents just couldn't take care of her properly. The mom was 15. I got a call from Mil saying how my daughter is a RET***D and will never be full functioning in a hearing world. I talked to SO and I want to cut out Mil, but we don't know how we should go about it. Should we cut out all contact with that whole side of the family? SO thinks that's the right idea, but SO's dad is a really nice man and I want him to be in D's life. Any advice? Edit. After talking to SO and D, we've all agreed to cut contact with Mil. The rest of the family has yet to answer our text. We have made the decision to no longer expose D to Mil. If you still want to have contact with our family and you must be willing to learn even the bare minimum of sign language. Mil will not be addressed near D, and she will be blocked on any socials. If you do not agree with this, then we will cut contact with you as well. Phil is still going to be actively in her life as they have a special bond I refuse to break. Phil has agreed to our terms and even suggested a restraining order, so she can't mess with our adoption process. D is very happy, and as of right now I haven't told her what Mil said about her. SO and I agreed to just keep it at her. Grandma isn't a nice person, so we aren't seeing her anymore. Thank you everyone for your support, and if you were wondering, yes, my parents are very supportive of me and SO's marriage and they love D to death. The mother-in-law kinda flew off the handle there, especially around their 5-year-old daughter. The father-in-law seems like a very nice man. Killer advice on the restraining order. My hassles with my mother-in-law have become somewhat legendary around my friend group. She has been gone now for about 12 years, but sheesh, did that gal go down fighting. The scary part is that my own mother was just like her. In fact, they were bitter enemies before my husband and I were even born. This is the reason we did not have a wedding, and 44 years later I have never once regretted that decision. Much to my mother-in-law's disappointment, I never gave her the satisfaction of yelling at her or arguing with her, but my sister is not one to back down from someone acting like a spoiled toddler. Also, my sister has a very unconventional way of dealing with crazy folks. One day my sister had come over to my house for a visit. We were watching TV with our kids, so that meant Sesame Street, The Electric Company and Mr. Rogers. All great shows. BTW. There was one hand puppet kitty cat on Mr. Rogers that would meow while saying something. For instance, it would say, meow 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 friend, meow, when it was asking someone to be its friend. For some odd reason this hit us both as hilarious, and we began doing this to the kids. Like asking, meow 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 hungry, meow. We kept it up all afternoon just being silly. The kids loved it. Later after dinner I went to drive my sister home. She wanted to stop for a soda on the way to her house, so we did. To my dismay, my mother-in-law was in the convenience store where we stopped. This woman immediately started being awful to me. She said, "Oh my god, why are you out so late? It was 9 PM. What are you even doing here? Does my son know where you are? Are you buying alcohol?" We were each holding a soda. "Does my son know you are out buying alcohol?" She knew I never drank. "Are you going to drive while in that shape? Where are my grandkids?" Lord, this woman was exhausting. Before I could even open my mouth to answer, my sister stepped up and said to her, "Meow meow meow stupid, meow." My mother-in-law stared at her for a few seconds before stammering, What? To which my sister said, "Meow meow meow dumbiehead, meow." At this point several other people near us started snickering. Without another word my mother-in-law turned on her heels and stomped out of the store. I hadn't said a single word to her, hadn't really gotten the chance. I took my sister and nephew home after that. Nephew had been off looking at the candy bars in the store and had missed it all. By the time I had gotten home my mother-in-law had called my hubby, pre-cell phone days, and had told him my sister and I had been drunk in public and were also rude to her. He knew better though, so he asked me what had really happened. He laughed so hard after I told him that he had tears in his eyes. To this day my husband and his brothers will say, "Meow meow meow, dumbiehead, meow," to anyone being unreasonable. Might have to try that one day. Seems like a good way to end an argument. How does someone even reply to that? Let me know in the comments below what your favorite phrase or saying is. If you like the content and want to support the channel, like and subscribe right now, or you'll be running on fumes. This happened a few years ago, but I cooked spaghetti for dinner and we had a fun trip down memory lane. Before we were engaged I invited dear husband over for dinner. He got to my place early. I was making spaghetti that night. I had chopped onions, garlic, mushrooms, and had it all in a pan with butter when he walked in. It smelled great. He just kinda sat back and watched me and was being so damn cute, asking questions and wanting to help, but not wanting to mess anything up. Once the veg is cooked I added ground beef and seasoned it. In went the noodles, then added canned sauce to the meat, nothing fancy, pinch of sugar, extra cheese, and done. Quick meal and full of flavor. Dear husband loved it. I mean, this guy who ate like a bird got 3 servings. He was gushing about my gourmet spaghetti and was so grateful. He kept the leftovers for work the next day and thanked me a million times. He told his family about it, and his mom asked him something to the effect of, "Is it better than mine?" And he said it was. That I make it so well, and that it's his favorite thing I make. We get a dinner invite for the following week. She's making spaghetti and wanted to have a spaghetti cook-off to see whose dear husband liked the best. WTF. I laughed and dear husband thought it was a joke, but said that Justnomil seemed upset about his comments. He tried to play it down and tell her that he likes them both, but that he'd never had some like mine. I refused the cook-off because I thought it was silly and I didn't want to set a bad tone with her. The day comes and we show up. She had invited her other adult children and their children to partake in the epic spaghetti dinner. We all ate a bowl and it was okay. It was literally sauce and noodles. I said to dear husband, "This tastes familiar, but I can't place the sauce." Justnomil was behind us and chimes in that it's a special recipe. Just yes Phil, the bottle is in the trash can if you want to see the brand. Poor guy got the death stare. I kinda laughed it off and stage whispered to Just yes Phil, "Thanks, I'll check before I leave." Dear husband and him chuckled and we went on with our convo. Justnomil was still standing there, but I kinda figured she would know we were joking because I'm not actually going to dig through rubbish. Welp, she got mad. Like really mad. She stormed into the kitchen and took the bag to the dumpster down the street. She got back and smugly said, "Now you'll never know what I used," and I win. The silence was so awkward. Then she turns to dear husband, "Why haven't you eaten more? You're supposed to have seconds." He just said he was full. Everyone was so uncomfortable at this point. We left shortly after, but not before she gave dear husband an industrial sized portion of leftover spaghetti, which sat in his fridge until it became a science experiment. Little did I know that I had only had a taste of the pettiness that would become my Justnomil. Cute side note, BC, my dear husband is a sweetheart. Anywhere we've had spaghetti, he'll quietly whisper to me, "Your gourmet spaghetti is way better than this." Mother-in-law made the wrong move. Now the trash pandas know what the secret sauce is. They'll upstage her spaghetti one day. Post history has more details, but basically my mill wants us to have children, and we won't. Husband finally told her about his vasectomy, which seemed to shut her up, and all further interactions with her have been of the annoying bet type. Well, yesterday Mill told us all that she had purchased a burial plot for her and father-in-law, and how she's pre-planned a funeral and wanted to start working on their long-term medical requests and power of attorney docs. All good things. Then she starts to tell us about her estate. Father-in-law tries to change the subject, but no, we have to talk about this as a family. Well, Mill gets this smug look on her face and then goes on about how our estate will be divided up, which basically gives my husband almost nothing because we don't have children and the money is to support their family line. Y'all. Her face when husband and I both nod approvingly at this and confirm that this seems like a smart plan. I'm fairly certain that she wanted us to either fight back or cry and make a scene or beg her for money. The person who made a scene was sister-in-law. She's a whole thing at the very idea of her mommy and daddy not bring around point because she loves them so much. She controls 2 of her children with money but not us, and it drives her batty. She sent Hubs an email last night apologizing for her decision and giving him a method of communication about this without me involved 100%. She was trying to get him to beg her for money or change her mind. So, he popped me on the email and responded, "Mom, OP and I want you to enjoy your money and have a happy and secure retirement. This is your money, you can do whatever you want with it, and we'll never criticize you for your decision about this." Ha. The rest of her kids are already fighting over their bones, but not us. I'm using good manners as an insult. OP and Hubs played it very well. Save the money grubbing for the trash pandas and gold diggers. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and turn on the bell or you'll be running on fumes. See you in the next video.